The first step when you get back from a ride is to wash your bike and inspect it for problems. So far I found a stick jammed in here, and obviously that doesn't belong there. And I also found this rock that's jammed up in here. I can't really get it out. Ideally you'd catch these while you're riding, but I didn't. I was riding with a group and we'd stop, we were talking quite a bit, which is fun, but take a little time, get things like this, flip your bike over. So I'll get that rock pried out of there, and it doesn't look like the stick damaged anything. Put a little wear on the blue part of the chain, but it doesn't look like it hurt the O-rings or anything. But yeah, look over your bike, and this bike's gonna get filled with fuel. We're gonna get it ready for the next ride. It's gonna get a new air filter. It's gonna get an oil change. It's gonna get a chain clean with some WD-40 followed up with some lubricant. And of course we'll be looking for loose screws and other things as we go over the bike. So very important after a ride to kind of check your bike over. You know, while you're looking at your radiator, let's check for leaves up in here. You can see there's some leaves in there. I need to get those out. Be careful so you don't bend your fins. You know, spray your radiator out with water, check for debris, remove it if you find any. When you're washing your wheels, check for broken spokes. Those are just things I've learned to do, and I've caught a lot of issues when I'm washing my bike. So when you wash your bike, it's more than washing, it's looking for mechanical things that need attention. So there we are, we're getting the oil out of it. It looks pretty good, kind of gold brown, just the way we want it. Got about 5 hours on that, so we'll let that drain. And then we'll move on to giving this a new air filter. Just a quick little note is this process of going through the bike may take me days of just 10-minute increments. So oil change, maybe 10 minutes. Change an air filter, 5-10 minutes. So for example, I've got some other things going on my schedule today, but I got the bike washed. I came back, pulled the bike in, pulled the plug. I'll let that sit for maybe a day because I got to move on to another project for right now. And then another day or later in that day, I'll change the air filter. Another time I'll check the chain tension, lube the chain. So all these things I'm just kind of going down through a checklist, and then eventually you get it to where fueled up, tires are aired up, everything's adjusted, clean, and ready to go. So just every ride though, kind of, you know, make this part of your routine. Of course you'll have your own routine, your own schedule, but this is just some ideas. So using quality gas is good. I like to use non-ethanol, and it's like 92 octane, I believe, but it sounds like the higher the better in certain cases, especially with a two-stroke that engine builder was talking about. So he recommended adding like this additive boost. I've never used it before, and my bikes run fine, so I don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are. I might try running it. With this, you know, you just simply can add it. It's like 32 ounces treats 10 gallons. So 6.4 ounces. I just have a little quick mix, Maxima quick mix thing to figure out different ratios and things. And 6.4 ounces will treat roughly 2 gallons. So I'm going to go ahead and put 6.4 ounces in here, and also 6.4 ounces in my 350, since it's got like a little over like 2.3. So we could probably throw, you know, 7 ounces in just to make it easy. 6.5, 7 ounces in. And so I'm going to put this in here, and then I'll dump that in the gas tank. Alternatively, you could also, this full thing treats 10 gallons. This 32 fluid ounces. So you could also mix that and like divide it between two 5 gallon fuel cans, and that would be about right. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it, see if I notice any difference in how the bike's running. It's really hot right now, hot, or at least for Oregon, warmer. You know, temperatures are in the 80s, 90s. So, you know, higher octane helps prevent pre-ignition when things are warmer. So yeah, you know, some people recommend running aviation fuel. You know, I think it's around higher octane, 100 or so, but you know, is that necessary in these bikes? I'm not sure. Certainly if you have modifications to the motor with high compression pistons and things, absolutely. But, you know, I'm running stock, pretty much stock motors on these. I haven't internally changed them. This one came with a high compression, I guess, not really, I guess head for a 2-stroke, just this top cover here that the spark plug goes in. So maybe this especially could benefit from it. So mainly on my 2-stroke, I'm going to be adding this additive. I think I'll put it in the 352, the 4-stroke over there just for fun, but mainly I bought it for the 2-stroke. So tell me what your thoughts are. If anybody uses this stuff, did you notice a difference? But just to summarize, we need to keep clean oil. If it's a 2-stroke, keep clean oil in your gearbox. If it's a 4-stroke, you know, when you change oil, it'll be, you know, good for the whole motor, the gearbox and the top end, valves, timing chain, cam lobes, cylinder, all those things, clutch. So I think it's especially important in a 4-stroke. You want to keep a clean air filter on your bike, clean air. You want to keep it cool. You don't want it getting too hot. You know, you want to make sure your coolant levels are up. Should be part of your pre-ride checklist when the engine's cold. And then in good fuel, you want to run good fuel in here. Clean, obviously clean fuel. You want adequate octane rating and ideally non-ethanol, although you know, you could run a fuel stabilizer or something, but I think non-ethanol is a good choice. And then, do we need this additive booster? You know, the jury's still out on that for me. I'm using it because engine builders thought it was a good idea, so it's good to try to listen to people who know more than we do and see. But then at the same time, we want to evaluate it and see what it does. So there's my tips for the day. Hope that helps. Are all things we can do to our own bikes that are easy to do. All right, keep riding, get out there and get some 2-wheel therapy. I should also note that I'm not sponsored by VP Racing, who's the manufacturer of this in any way. I'm just trying it because I'm trying it out as a consumer. It says it can increase octane up to 7 numbers, 7 points. Eliminates knocking and pinging. Lead substitute cleans fuel injectors, not bad things. Improves throttle response and acceleration. Eliminates gum and varnish buildup, increases horsepower. So it sounds like if you had some buildup in your system, that maybe it'd be helpful. Sounds like it does clean the system, which running clean fuel, can't say that's an issue. So anyway, there it is. Let's give it a try. I'll be running this today. You know, hard to know if I doubt I'll feel any difference, but it's not going to hurt anything. If an engine builder recommends it, you know, it can't be a bad thing. And so that's why I'm trying it out. So here it is. I got my 7 ounces measured out into this measuring container. See, ounces there. And this is a 2-gallon gas tank. I'm just going to dump it in here so it's pre-mixed for when I put it. This will be saved for my motorcycles. So I just got back from riding, and I'll post a little video on that. Did the additive work? You know, I don't know. The bike ran really well. What I'm doing here is I'm letting the oil change. I'm just all ready to add the oil in. Got the funnel screwed in, so it's ready to add the oil. And have the oil here measured out, 800 cc's ready to pour in. So anyway, but did the additive work? I think so. But it ran so good before, I can't say for sure, but it did run well. So unfortunately, I have to chalk this one up to seat of the pants feel, placebo, you know. But, you know, not saying it didn't work, but it ran great. Maybe better than it ever has, but is that placebo? I don't know. But if an engine builder says higher octane fuel is good for especially a 2-stroke and these high performance 4-strokes, I'm going to run it. So we'll see. But at the same time, if you don't run it, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. But just a little update.